Joseph Hainsworth. I was born and raised in this area, and I have been with All Care for 23 years. Dr. Yamani. And I originally became a patient of All Care, or Dr. Yamani, as he picked me up in the trauma section of the hospital after an accident. My current primary care physician had gone elsewhere, and so he picked me up, and I have been with him ever since.
So you've been with All Care and Dr. Yamani for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
What programs has Dr. Yamani offered that you've been a part of?
Well, first thing is, if there are referrals to do, they are, I'm going to use the term vetted well, and it doesn't take long, okay? Let's get this show on the road type of thing. So that's one of the things that I have liked most about it. And it doesn't matter if it's surgery consultation, it doesn't matter if it's therapy, because he sent me to 2 or 3 different places initially when just started up for some different therapies and so forth. But he didn't just lose contact with me. I was still coming back in here at least every quarter to tell him what was going on, but most of the time they were calling asking what was going on, okay? And to be honest with you, that kind of follow up, even now, if you got an appointment, they call you up the day before to make sure you're going to be there at the appointment and why. Of course, that's helpful to me. I can normally schedule things, but things come up and you're trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do tomorrow? And if you got a reminder, well, darn, I'm glad they called because I can't be there tomorrow. But it's never any problem rescheduling. But and along the rescheduling lines, or I have seen other doctors that are here. Dr. Yamani may not have been able to see me, but Dr. Neifeld or Dr. Brooks. Butler, I'm sorry. They fit me in. Dr. Neifeld, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something that I thought was a little on the urgent side, and he fit me right in, okay? And Dr. Butler, well, I had a feeling I was coming down with a case of the shingles because I had them before. And they fit me in again, and I was picking up my medicines, prescriptions on the way home, and got in front of that, and it wasn't 1/3 as easily, it was only 1/3 as bad as the first time. Just because they helped me and we stayed on top of it. And I have participated in wellness programs here that yourself oversaw. There's a wealth of knowledge to me. I learned things that, of course, I didn't know. And having been in physical exercise for all of my life, it helps. It helps. Especially when you're my age. I'm 71 years old. When you're my age and the things that we used to do because we didn't know better, those aren't the things that should be done now, and it's things that we need to, these new things, I call them new, but they're not new. It should have been done the whole way through, but it's been very helpful. And I currently see Charlie, the therapist here, for my left hip, which has given me trouble off and on for over 20 years because of an auto accident. But I can't say enough about him. He listens first, doesn't take for granted what your condition is, and then starts putting out a program that you can understand. And not only that, he's a nice man. He's a nice man. Now, and he grew up here too, and we have some things in common to talk about in between all the huffing and puffing.
That's a good way to do it. What have you learned or gained from the programs you've been enrolled in? So what changes have you made in your life as a result of your experience with All Care?
Well, the first thing pops up into my mind, because I even did it today, was nutrition. Okay, I eat a little different. Other thing is, I don't ever have to look far away to find what I need medically. It's here. It's right here. Okay? It doesn't matter if something strange come up or some old, pardon me, bugaboo that you've been dealing with forever. No, I know right where to go. Somebody's going to help me figure this out. I'm not lazy. I do try to pay attention to my own body, but yeah, again, working with Charlie, I have goals. I have things that I want to do, and this therapy is going to help me to get there. And he has helped me tremendously in getting there. Okay, so people ask, well, you're going through all that stuff. Why? Again, the goals. The other thing, how do you do it? Put your head down, keep your goals in mind, and get it done. Because I don't care if it's knee surgery, I don't care if it's hip surgery, I don't care if it's just rehab for an overtime ailment. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. I learned that as a young athlete, and I have carried it forward into my business life and to my current life now. So,
would you recommend All Care to anyone else, and if so, why?
For the very reasons that I have just stated, I would recommend it. As a matter of fact, I have done it before. I have done it before. And of course they say, well, what makes him so good? I said, well, the one thing makes him so good, he's here and he's local. Okay, the other thing is, he doesn't sit in there and you tell him what it is, and then he starts writing prescriptions for whatever. He won't sit and listen. And pretty semi-often, I'm telling you, it's to avoid the prescriptions. There might be some little thing that you have no idea about. Well, they know about them. He knows about them. Okay, so that's a big help. It's a big help.